सकाळी लवकर करतो तुमच्या मॅडम जॉईन
Hello, hello, am I audible, madam? जाऊ दे. असते का नाही ब्लाऊज नकर काढा ते. जरा काय घातलं नाही मला पण तुम्हाला Good morning to one and all present over here and online. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to this intellectually enriching academic endeavor, our online guest lecture on Linguistics meets Narratology, analyzing the dynamics of language and narrative, jointly organized by the Department of English and the English Literary Association of Padmabhushan Vasantdada Patil Mahavidyalaya, KAVTHEMAHANKAL, affiliated to Shivaji University, Kolhapur. We are honored to host this event under the visionary leadership of our respected management, Mr. Balasaheb Shinde, President, Mr. Suresh Patil, Vice President, Mr. Sudarshan Shinde, Secretary of Shikshan Prasarak Sanstha, and our dynamic principal, Professor Dr. M.K. Patil sir, whose unwavering support and encouragement make such an academic endeavor possible. A heartfelt welcome also goes to our academic pillars, Professor S.S. Kamre, HOD, Department of English, whose guidance continues to shape the department's scholarly pursuits. Assistant Professor Sachin Gadhire and Manisha Thorat, whose dedication and enthusiasm have been instrumental in organizing today's event. We deeply appreciate the efforts of our organizing team, Professor N.P. Shinde, IQAC and ELA coordinator, all faculty members and students who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make this lecture a success. Today's session promises to be a stimulating exploration into the intersection of linguistics and narratology, and we are privileged to have an eminent scholar with us to lead this journey. It is a great pleasure to welcome our distinguished speaker, Dr. Supriya Mohan Patil, to this special session. Dr. Patil currently serves as an assistant professor in English at Vivekananda College, Kolhapur. With over 13 years of undergraduate experience and 2 years of postgraduate level, she brings a wealth of experience and insights to the field of literary studies. Her academic credentials include a PhD in English from Shivaji University with her research title, Form as a Statement, a study of narrative structures and strategies in Anita Nair's select novels. A master's in English with a specialization in applied linguistics, a bachelor's in computer science reflecting her interdisciplinary approach. Dr. Patil's research interests span narratology, psychoanalysis, feminist criticism, eco-criticism, and the nuanced parent-child relationship in literature. She has published 19 research papers in reputed journals and presented at 15 conferences, showcasing her deep engagement with both classical and contemporary literary discourses. She has also actively participated in over 30 workshops, seminars, and faculty development programs, and completed a UGC STRIDE-funded research project comparing socio-political and psychoanalytical themes in Indian English fiction. We are truly honored to have Dr. Patil with us today and look forward to her illuminating insights into the dynamics relationship between language and narrative. Thank you all for joining us. Let us now embark on the journey of literary explorations and critical thought. Now welcome Dr. Patil. Thank you. Now I request,
Thank you, ma'am.
okay, now I request Dr. Supriya Patil ma'am to take the charge.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am, for this long introduction. Echo there. Can you do something regarding this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am, for the let it be an interaction instead of being one-way communication. So there would be so many questions online or even there in the college offline. If it is possible, I would like to take your responses. So it will be an interactive session. I wanted it to be an interactive session. So I'll be asking some questions and I would so much like it to give me some responses. Fair enough. Is it okay now? Can we start? Yes. I'm sharing my screen. Just let me know if you are able to see my screen. Can you see my screen? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Okay. Yes. Fine. So I welcome you all for this guest lecture on linguistics meets narratology, analyzing the dynamics of language and narratives. It is especially an attempt to connect these two branches together, linguistics and narratology. They are related to each other, but in this lecture, we will start with linguistics, and then slowly we will turn to applied linguistics, and then we will turn to narratology. Okay? So, as I told you, it's going to be an interactive session. So, let us start with the first question. What is linguistics? So, those who are present online, can you tell me what do you understand by the term linguistics? Or if you know the meaning of linguistics? I don't want an expert opinion. I want your understanding of the term linguistics. Can anyone?
Scientific study of language.
Yes, thank you so much, Poonam. You are quite right. Linguistics is the scientific study of language. That ICSX at the end stands for science, and linguist or lingua stands for language. So we can simply define linguistics as a scientific study of language, let us see a formal definition of linguistics. So Finnegan and Betznier, they define linguistics as the scientific inquiry into human language, into its structures and uses, and into the relationship between them. Okay, so it's a scientific study of what? Of human languages. And what do we do in linguistics? Means we study language, means what do we study actually? We study structures of language and how do we use them or what do we use them for and what is the relation between the use of language and the structure of language. So this is what is studied in linguistics. I have also given a picture of the father of linguistics. His name is Ferdinand de Saussure, and his book Course in General Linguistics is considered as the stepping stone, the initiation of linguistics. He is the person who, for the first time, considered language study scientifically. Okay, he is the first person who thought that languages also can be studied scientifically. So whatever methods and techniques are used in pure sciences, similar identical methods can be used in the study of language as well. That is the opinion of Ferdinand de Saussure, and this is the definition of linguistics. So as Poonam told us, it is a scientific study of language. So we agree upon this, that linguistics is the scientific study of the language. Now we use language every now and then. Our use of language begins in the morning, it finishes at the night when we go to bed, and even during our sleep, in our dreams, we use language. So language never finishes. It began with our birth and it's going to finish with our death. So languages are omnipresent. We use them every single minute of our life. Now my question is, what do you understand by the term language? What do you think language is? Language means what? If anyone can respond me, I would be very happy. So what is language? What do you understand by language? Can anyone?
Language helps us in communication.
Very good, Poonam. Language helps us in communication. So can we call language a tool of communication, a medium of communication? Yes or no? Now it can be answered by all. Yes. Can we call language a medium of communication? Okay. And see, it's a systematic tool of communication. Language has a system. Okay, the system is made up of symbols, and the symbols can be verbal or non-verbal. Okay, without going further, I want to ask all the students who are present for this lecture. I'm using very simple English. Is it fine? Can we continue with this? Yes? Do you understand me? Okay. Others? Yes? Can we go ahead? Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you. Yes. So now let us see a formal definition of language. Language is a purely human and non-instinctive method of communicating ideas, emotions, and desires by means of a system of voluntarily produced symbols. So language is a system that is made up of symbols, and these are arbitrary symbols. We know the features of language, right? So language is a system that is made up of symbols, and it's a very human and non-instinctive. So we are not born with languages. Our language is not hereditary, or it is not transmitted to us genetically. It has been transmitted to us culturally. So earlier generation taught us how to use language, and we learned it. On the other hand, human language, animal languages or bird languages are instinctive. They are genetic, but human language is not genetic. So it's a system of symbol, and it is human and non-instinctive, and that we use this system to communicate. We use this to give and take information and other things. See, we as a community sustain on the basis of language. We are brought together with the help of language. We are a community because we transact with each other, we do transactions with each other, and that's why we are called a community. Okay? So this is the definition of language. Now, see, communication is the prime function of language. No doubt in it, undoubtedly. But see, we use language from morning till night, and we use it for communication. Can you tell me what are the things that we do by using language? In short, I'm asking functions of language. So, in simple language, even language no bar, students can answer even using Marathi language. You can use Marathi language. तुम्ही मराठी वापरून पण मला सांगू शकता that what are the functions that we use language for, or what are the things that we do with the help of language. So, can anyone respond to me?
Communication.
Very good. Communication, okay. To talk to each other. Yes. Okay, anybody else?
With the help of language, we can express emotions, information.
Yes, very good, Poonam. So, for expressing our emotions and feelings. What else? Can anyone tell me? Okay, no worries. So you have given me two responses. We use language for communicating with each other, and Poonam became specific. She said we use language to express our thoughts and feelings and emotions. And that's a very good thing. Now there is a person called Charles Hockett. He has written Encyclopedia of Linguistics, and he has given us 16 functions of language. Okay. I have included some of the functions of language here for the discussion. So these are the first four functions. First one is static function, that we use language to create and maintain relations. So a connection between people gets created, and that connection is maintained by using language. See, if we do not talk to each other, the relationship will finish. Okay, we are related to each other, we are connected with each other because we communicate, we talk to each other, and that happens through language. So, first function is passive function. Second one is informative function, the one that we are doing now. So, I am giving you information, and that is happening by using language. So, some students might be facing one or two students might be there or may not be there who might be facing language barrier. They are finding it a bit difficult to understand me because I'm using English language. But they might be understanding the major concept, the key concept. So, informative function means using language to give information. Next one is expressive function. So, as Poonam told us, we use language to talk about how I feel, or what I think, or do I agree with the things or not. So we use language to talk about or to express our feelings, ideas, emotions, opinions, etc. That is expressive function. And the next one is directive function. So I asked you some questions and you gave me answers. I told your teachers to put off the device so there will not be any echo in the lecture. So I made people do things by giving them instructions, by giving them orders or making requests. So that is the directive function of language. We direct people, we make people do things by using language. We direct them to do things. So that is directive function of language. So these are the first four functions of language: emphatic function, informative function, expressive function, and directive function. Now let us see the next four. Sorry, I could not change the numbers. By mistake it happened. So function number 5 is cognitive function. Now cognition or cognitive is related to brain. So you say something, you tell something, and people's thoughts change. So that is cognitive function of language. You say something and change people's thoughts. Earlier they were thinking in a particular way, and when you explain things to them, they started thinking in another way. So that is cognitive function of language. The next one is evocative function of language. You generate, you create some feelings in other people. So your teacher was introducing me, she was telling so many good things about me, and there was a smile on my face. So the feeling of happiness got created in my mind. So she did that, and she performed the evocative function of language. So if I appreciate that all students of pvp college are very sincere, they're attending this guest lecture, they are responding to my lecture, and I'm very proud of you students. I find pvp students very interesting, very enthusiastic, very energetic. So that will create a feeling of happiness in your mind. So that is evocative function of language. You generate some feelings in other people's mind. You can create good feelings or bad feelings on the basis of what you are saying to them. So that is evocative function, function number 6. Seventh function is poetic function, that is aesthetic function of language. Aesthetic means related to beautification. So when we listen to a poem, there is a rhythm, music in that thing. So attracting people's attention to language itself. We like poem because it says something interesting, and we also like the poem because it is saying in a particular way. The way it is said, it's very rhythmic, it's very interesting, it's very creative, it's very aesthetic. So that is poetic function of language, attracting people's attention to language itself, poetic function of language. And the last one is performative function. Okay, so see, there are so many revolutions happening all around the world. And you know, some political leader comes forward and says something, and there are riots, there is chaos, there are revolutions, rebels in the society. So this is performative function of language. You are bringing some change, you are bringing some change in other person, you are making other person do something. There is your performing function of language. For example, you know, the first Booker Prize winner of Indian origin is Salman Rushdie, and he wrote a book called Satanic Verses, and it was based on, I'm just sorry because I'm a teacher in Vivekananda College and this is submission period, so students are calling and I have to disconnect their calls, and that's why my speech gets disturbed. I'm so sorry for that. We were talking about Salman Rushdie. Now Salman Rushdie is the first Indian Booker Prize winner of Indian origin, and he wrote Satanic Verses, a book called Satanic Verses, and it was based on Quran. And Islamic community got so much outraged that an Iranian leader, whose name is Ayatollah Khomeini, he ordered people, he brought out a fatwa against him, and he told people, wherever you see him, kill him. Okay? And people were looking for him. After a few years, last year, he was delivering a speech in America and he was attacked with a knife. Okay, so an Irani leader sitting in Iran told people go and kill Khomeini, kill Salman Rushdie, and actually one Islamic person he tried to kill him.
related problems. So every branch of science, every branch of knowledge has some theories, has some methodology, and has some findings. We are using it to solve language related problems. Okay, now let us see some branches of applied linguistics. So first one is stylistics, the study of linguistic and literary styles. Okay, style means, see, the way I'm using English language is different from the way your teachers use English language, or the way I'm using English language here in this class is different from the way I might use English language in some conference, in some seminar, or in some meetings. Okay, so it's my style, which is different from the style of your teachers, Nitish sir or Minakshi ma'am or some other teachers. They also use English language in their classes, but their way of using language and my way of using language is very different. Okay, so we have different styles of using language. Okay, that is studied in stylistics. Lexicography is the theory and practice of writing dictionaries. So if you want to write a dictionary, you must be well versed in linguistics. Without the knowledge of linguistics, you cannot write a good dictionary. So this is a branch of writing dictionaries, lexicography, and that is a branch of applied linguistics. Translation, where you replace content across languages. You replace content from one language into another. You change the language of the content. You change the text from one language to another. That is translation. And a linguistic person can apply the knowledge of language into the onto the branch of linguistics. I hope, okay, yes. I hope I'm audible and you are able to listen me well.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the responses. Next one is ELT, English language teaching. The teaching of English, English as first language, second language, third language, or foreign language. So a linguistics person can put so much insights into making English language teaching process better. So this is another branch of applied linguistics. And the last one is clinical applications of linguistics to solve communication disorders. So see, if you're fumbling or if you are not able to use language well, there are some speech problems, then speech therapists are there. Now these speech therapists are very well trained in linguistics, so they are applying the knowledge of linguistics into solving speech related problems. So this is again an applied linguistics application or use to solve speech related problems. So these are the major uh, micro branches of applied linguistics, and so many macro branches are there, as Minakshi ma'am told us some time ago. Computational, neurolinguistics, or mathematical linguistics, statistical linguistics, and so many other branches are there. And we are here turning to narratology. So we started with linguistics, that is scientific study of language. We saw that we can apply this knowledge of linguistics into solving day-to-day problems that can be related to English language teaching, speech problems. If we want to analyze style of a particular writer, we can use linguistics for that. We can compare two languages and plan our language teaching better. In contrastive analysis, in comparative analysis, we can apply the knowledge of linguistics. And contrastive analysis and comparative error analysis is also considered branches of applied linguistics. So from linguistics, we turn it to applied linguistics. We saw some branches of applied linguistics, and now we are turning to narratology. Okay, now narratology, this word, like linguistics, ICS, stands for science. In the same way, logy, LOGY, stands also for science. So narratology is also a science, and the key word here is narrate. Okay, to narrate. Now, can you tell me the meaning of to narrate or narrate? What do you understand by the term? Narrate म्हणजे काय? Narrate करणं म्हणजे काय?
Narratology is the academic study of narrative and narrative structure.
Okay, so it's a study of narratives and narrative structures. But my question is, what do you mean by narrate? To narrate means to do what?
एखादी घटना सांगणे किंवा ते
Very good.
मांडणे.
Yes, Poonam, that's a good answer. And thank you, Meenakshi ma'am, for your response. So Poonam is right, to tell something to someone. Okay, इतरांना सांगणं, that is narration. And when you do that, that text in which you are telling something to someone, that text is called a narrative. And to study those narratives is called, yes, to explain something to someone descriptively. Someone answered this question, but not descriptively, but narratively, we can say. So to tell something to someone, that is called to narrate or narration. And the science that studies narratives is called narratology. So see, narrative or narrative theory or narratology is the science of narratives. It studies narratives. Now, narrative is, we can say, narrative means what? Narrative is a series of actions. आपण कथन करतो म्हणजे काय करतो? आपण घटना सांगतो. We narrate events. This happened, then this happened, then this happened. Yesterday I went to the mall. I saw a few friends of mine from the college, and we met and we laughed. Then we go for um, the stoppers corner, and then we bought some clothes there, then we ate pani puri there, then we saw a film there, and we came back to our homes. That was a very interesting and fun day. Okay, now this is narration. I narrated you my last day, yesterday, and this is called a narrative, a series of action that happened in my life yesterday during a particular span of time. Now, this is, narrative means not just novels or short stories or dramas. Narratives are omnipresent. Okay, they are everywhere. According to Rola Barthes, she says narratives are like life itself, they are life. And Mikey Ball is a very famous narratologist, and I have given the pick of her book. It's a very fundamental book of narratology or narrative theory, Introduction to the Theory of Narrative. She says narratives are ubiquitous, they are omnipresent. So what I'm doing, I'm also narrating something to you. When you go home, your mother narrates how her day was. You narrate how your day was to your mother. See, does it happen to you that when you go to the hospital, you are not feeling well, you have fever or something, and the doctor asks you what happened? काय झालं? And you start telling him how you felt, how things were not good since the morning, how your body was aching, how there was pain in your stomach. And do you connect with me that when you're telling this to the doctor, you start feeling better? Okay, this is the one instance. And another, there is so much happening, so much is happening in your life, and you meet a friend and you tell him or her that what is happening in your life. And when you're telling that person what is happening in your life, you start feeling better, you start feeling sorted, You start feeling as if you are about to get some solution on the problem. Yet your friend has not responded to you, but still you start feeling good. That is the power of narratives, and that is the very bold statement that human beings understand things around them in terms of narratives. See, uh, there are some teachers whose notes you do not understand and you say की त्या notes मधलं काही समजत नाही, त्याच्यात काही लॉजिकच नाहीये. हां, but when things are told to you in terms of stories, when you listen to stories, you remember the things because you find it very easy to remember when things are told to you in terms of narratives, in terms of stories, because we tend to understand things in terms of narratives. So if when your friend is telling you something, you say, tell me from the beginning. मला पहिल्यापासून सांग काय काय झालं. And then you listen and then you get to know what actually is the problem and then you tend to tell the solution to your friend. So narratives are more than stories, novels, dramas. They are all around you. Politics is narrative, economics is a narrative, caste discrimination, racial discrimination is a narrative. The way to come out of that is a narrative. Um, Culture is a narrative. So if a girl behaves in a particular way, she is corrected by people around her that don't laugh like this. Girls are not supposed to laugh like this. So some good examples are put in front of them. Huh. So this is also a narrative. So narrative goes beyond this, and that's why I have put an asterisk here. You can see a star mark there before the definition of narrative, a series of actions. So not necessarily, and one of the students said ki when we tell something descriptively, that is narrative, and that is not wrong, that is also correct. So narrative, this term is very vast. Whatever you look around you, there is a story behind it. The way people behave with each other, what the way youngers are supposed to behave with elders, elders are supposed to behave with each other. There is a narrative behind it. When you do not follow that, stories are told to you that see, people were behaving like this and then this happened to them. So it's a story, it's a series of action. This is a narrative, and whatever you are behaving is also narrative. So it's very vast concept, very broad concept, and I don't want you to understand it fully in this one lecture only. I just want you to start thinking in this way. And we are talking about just one branch of linguistics or one branch of knowledge, narratology. There are so many such branches, and every branch has so much potential to solve problems around you. So if you know that when people tell you to do something and not to do something, there is a narrative behind it. And let me go a bit ahead. What is studied in narratology? What do we study now? There is another, this is another book, key book, fundamental book of narratology. The name is Narratology an Introduction, written by Wolf Schmidt. It's a very brilliant book. When you go ahead, when you will do your masters, and if you intend to do research in narratology, then you will start with these two books. One is Mike Ball's book, An Introduction to Narratology, and Wolf Schmidt's book, Narratology and Introduction. I'm damn sure about it. And I want you people to join masters, do masters and do research in linguistics especially. So, so what do we study in narratology? What is studied in narratological analysis? You can analyze a story narratologically. You can analyze a novel, a drama, or the narratives, the oral narratives around you. You can even analyze or study the communication between patient and doctor from a narratological point of view. Or even you can study the court hearings where the victim talks about his point of view and the criminal talks about his or her point of view. So you even also can study the court hearings from a narratological point of view. So these are the things that are studied in. We have taken a simple example. Suppose you are studying the stories of Thomas Hardy or Charles Dickens or Mulk Raj Anand or R.K. Narayan from narratological point of view. Okay, study of R.K. Narayan's story from narratological point of view can be a topic of research. And what do we do? What you will do in that is, see, there are some types of narration like first person, third person, second person. That means who is telling the story. If the character from the story is telling the story, that is first person narration. If somebody else who is not part of the story world is telling the story, then that is called third person narrative. Okay, and there are some other scientific different terms as well. I hope you all are with me and you are understanding me. I'm checking in between because I don't want to talk to the just the screen. You all are with me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so another term that we hardly listen or hear is focalization. Now, narration is who is telling the story. Now, focalization is who is seeing, who sees the things, whose from whose point of view the story is being told. So, for example, this might be a part of the story. I woke up early in the morning and I saw that Meera was sweeping the front yard. Her hair were untidy. There was so much stress on her face. And Meera went into the house. She saw that her father was coughing badly. Okay, now suppose that this is part of some story. Now this is the narration is first person narration. It starts with first person narration, but it shifts to third person narration, and we start talking about what is happening in the life of Meera. And from her point of view, that she went inside, she saw that her father is slipping and coughing. So here narrator is first person narrator, but the focalizer is Meera. The focalization is happening from the point of view of Meera. So narrator is different and focalizer is different, and that is studied in narratology. Types of focalization, there are so many types, but the statement that I have made at the end of this slide is narration is a political act. No, sorry, no narration, there is a mistake. No narration is apolitical. When you start telling something, it becomes affected by the your way of thinking. So you are watching things from your point of view, you are narrating them from your point of view. If somebody else narrates the same thing, it might be different because that person's point of view can be different. So when someone is telling you, don't just accept it as it is. Always consider that this is from his or her point of view. It's a political act. Okay? The way he or she thinks is affecting the way he or she is narrating the things. And that is what nowadays has become a prime concern in narratology, to find out what is being told explicitly and what is being implied implicitly. So, see, explicit and implicit or overt and covert, that is what a research in literature is all about. What is told in the novel overtly, openly, and you try to find out what the writer actually wants to say, what message the writer wants to give. So that is covert content of the novel, or implicit content of the novel, and that is what the students of literature or linguistics or applied linguistics or narratology will be doing. That the writer is telling this, but what message actually the writer wants to give. See, we our opinion gets changed when we read some story, when we read some book. our thinking starts changing. That is cognitive function of language. But how the writer is able to do that? See, it's a simple story. We read, we get entertained, but how the writer changes our thoughts, that is what is studied in narratology. And it includes the knowledge of so many things, the knowledge of linguistics, the knowledge of language and literature, the knowledge of the socio-political elements that are at work in the world of the novel. So you try to find out these elements and explain these elements through which, by using which, a writer is trying to say something. For example, um, Salman Rushdie's knife uh, is 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 a message against conservatism. Okay, conservative thinking. That whatever I am saying, orthodox thinking, whatever I am saying is right, whatever you're saying is wrong, and this kind of mentality is there. And Salman Rushdie's knife is talking against it. So it's a story, it's a novel, it's a story of some characters, and something is happening in the life of those characters. But we, after reading that book, understand that conservatism is not good for the society, is not healthy for the country, is not good for the country. And so this message is transmitted to us through that book. Now, what are the techniques? What are the methods that are used to do that? That is the task of the student of narratology, the student of applied linguistics stylistics to find out. Okay. And so my opinion is linguistics is liberating. When a student observe the use of language from a scientific point of view, easily by what the other person is saying. This is liberation. You get liberated from the thing, तो मला असं का म्हणाला किंवा ती मला असं का म्हणाली. Okay, you you try to see the things behind that use of language. What are the elements that are at work behind that particular use of language? And that, I think, is liberating. Liberating means तुम्हाला मुक्त करतं ते. It liberates you. Linguistics liberates you. Narratology liberates you. Any branch of science, any branch of knowledge is there to liberate you from cliched thinking, from a specific fixed way of thinking. You get liberated from it and you try to observe things from a different point of view. And with this happy note, I would like to finish this presentation. Thank you so much, students, for your patient listening. I hope you have got what I was trying to tell you. You have got some interest in the branches of linguistics, applied linguistics, and especially narratology. Once again, I thank Dr. He's very soon he is going to be Mr. Nitish Patil, sir, Minakshi ma'am, Poonam ma'am, I forgot the name of the teacher who introduced me. All the teachers of your English department, head of the department, your administration, principal sir, and especially you all students who reacted to my questions, responded to my questions, listened very patiently. And now I'm open for your queries and questions. If you have some queries, some questions, I would like to attend them. Yes, if there are
Ma'am,
any queries, any questions, yes.
I
Yes,
just
sir, go
need,
ahead.
yes, I just need to clarify for our students that there is a differentiation between the social narration, political narration, and the economical narration. For example, आपण एखाद्या सणाला ज्यावेळी घरी असतो त्यावेळी आई म्हणते की शास्त्र असतं ते, आता हे शास्त्र असतं ते ज्यावेळी आई म्हणते त्यावेळी आपण म्हणतो की हा म्हणजे म्हणजे एखाद्या मंदिरामध्ये जाताना चप्पल काढूनच गेलं पाहिजे, किंवा देवाला प्रसाद दाखवल्याशिवाय आपण नाही आपण जेवायचं. हे हे जे नरेशन आहे, सोशल नरेशन, इट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ अ नरेशन दॅट केम्स फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग ऑफ द ह्युमन इरा. आणि त्यानंतर पॉलिटिकल नरेशन्स जे आता
Okay.
सोशल मीडिया बेस्ड पॉलिटिकल नरेशन्स तयार होतात. सो I just want you to clarify the students that these are the particular narrations, and you need to choose what is the right and what is the wrong as per your ability to understand it.
Okay, very good, sir. Uh, I also face the same problem at my home. Being a girl, there are so many restrictions, and thank you for raising this question. Sir, I take this. I see these are different narratives. म्हणजे हे शास्त्र असतं, असंच बसायचं, देवाला दाखवल्याशिवाय घ्यायचं नाही. These are narratives that help to sustain our culture. See, our culture is transmitted through narratives. So हे असं करायचं हे आपल्या आई वडिलांनी आपल्याला सांगितलं, and maybe we will tell our children that this is how you are supposed to behave. Now these narratives are fixed narratives. If you follow them, you get easy acceptance in the society. And if you see, now this has been happening from the old era, and this is likely to happen even in the coming days. पण तुम्ही एक विवेकी स्टुडंट, एक सायंटिफिक थिंकिंग असणारा विद्यार्थी, एक विवेकी विचार करणारा विद्यार्थी असेल आहात, you should not be afraid of questioning it, asking question. Okay, असं करायचं, why? There might be some reason, there might be some utility of it. You should ask questions, and very politely. Don't just be arrogant in asking questions, because it will be taken as a threat against the culture, threat against the society, and you will be shut down. You will not be given proper answers. You will be shut down. So very politely keep on asking questions. Why do we do that? Okay, so and this is essential, as sir told you. Keep, there should always be a parallel way of thinking, your own way of thinking. Otherwise, what is the use of being born as a human being? Better we were born as animals. Animals do not ask this because they have instinctive language. Our language is transmitted through culture. So I would recommend, as sir told you, you should create your own parallel way of thinking. There is a way of thinking of the society, and there will be a parallel way of thinking, your way and society's way of thinking, and there will be clashes between these two ways of thinking. Accept them. Don't be afraid and stop thinking on your own, because that will make you one of the mob, one of the mass. Your specialty is you have a particular way of thinking, and you should defend it, protect it, and improve it. Don't just um, disagree or question things for questioning itself. You want to gain knowledge, you want to give some base to your behavior, and that's why you are asking question, and you should keep on asking questions for that. And this is cultural. There are so many narratives. For example, if I say something in the favor of Aurangzeb, that he was a very ascetic person, though he was very rich, he used to live a very ascetic life, very normal life. He used to eat very less. He used to wear clothes sewn by him, prepared by him. Now, it will not be accepted. People will not admire Aurangzeb, because we have a strong narrative of Shivaji Maharaj. So, whoever was against Shivaji Maharaj, and especially what Aurangzeb did to Sambhaji Raje, is we do not appreciate that person. But these are the actions which can be appreciated. But we will not do that because we are so much in the influence of narrative of Shivaji Maharaj and Sambhaji Maharaj. They were great, undoubtedly. But here is a parallel narrative. So much of Aurangzeb was bad. His imperialism was bad. What he did to India was bad. What he did to Marathi people was bad, but some of his actions, these actions that he was living a very simple and ascetic life, are good, and we should be able to admire those actions. I'm not admiring Aurangzeb as a person. I'm admiring his actions. So this political narrative where you should get out of it, you should accept it, but parallelly, if someone is explaining you that these things are good, you should accept it. So that's why don't be a prey to the strong fixed narratives. Have your own thinking, and on the basis of your own thinkings, admire or disagree with the things. That will be my answer, sir. I hope I have answered your question.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Anybody else? Mohan Kalawate sir is here. I'm watching him for after a very long time. Mohan Kalawate sir is my batchmate. We were together for masters. Thank you, sir, for attending the lecture.
There is one question in the
Appa sir,
chat box.
sir, I wrongly took his name. Appa said, sir, Appa sir, thank you so much. I always got confused between these two people, Mohan Kalawate sir and Appasep Kodekar sir. Thank you, Appasep Kodekar sir, for attending. Yes, Nitish sir, go ahead.
Uh,
Ha, Poonam will be asking the question. Poonam, please ask.
Ma'am,
Yes, yes, Poonam.
is there any like standard language असं काय असतं का?
Okay, thank you so much, Poonam, for this asking this question. See, standard language is a political activity. Now, in Maharashtra, Puneri Marathi is considered standard Marathi because there was a time when Maharashtra's government was run by Peshwas, and Peshwas were living in Pune, and they were using a particular kind of Marathi, and Saranjam Shahiमध्ये it was okay that Puneri Marathi was the standard Marathi, but now in democracy in 21st century we should say that Puneri Marathi is a version of Marathi is a dialect of Marathi like Vidarbha Marathi or Marathwara's Marathi or Kolhapuri Marathi. So these are different versions, varieties of Marathi language. So standard language is a political activity. We should not go into it. We should call it Puneri Marathi, not standard Marathi.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, Poonam, I hope I have answered your question. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for your responses throughout the lecture, by the way. Anybody else?
Uh, Madam, will you please? So we have a time more than 10 minutes now. So will you please explain the research areas according in particular linguistics so student can have because in the next semester last year students have to make a projects. So is there
Right. Field
possibilities
project.
of the subjects in possibilities of the subject research projects in the linguistic or
Hmm.
at the UG level. So,
Hmm.
will you please suggest some research topic that related with the linguistic?
Yes. See, not necessary that all your field projects should be related to linguistics and language only, but you can do that. For example, you can take a survey of the way students in your college use phrasal verbs, or you can compare the use of phrasal verbs by commerce students and art students, or English medium students and Marathi medium students, or you can compare the use of complex sentences by Marathi medium students and English medium students. So such kind of field projects can happen in your college only, and that will be helpful for your English teachers to give good insights into what area they need to work more in order to make students more communicatively competent, more competent communicatively. uh, I would suggest these things. Take any section of grammar, any section of language use, and you can analyze that in your students, or their use of the kind of English they use in social media, on social media, and you can compare it with the formal English language. So formal Marathi, formal and social media Marathi, formal English and social media English. You can compare these two language, the words, or you can analyze the students' use of monosyllabic and polysyllabic words, so small words and large words. You can analyze that in your research. So these are the some suggestions for research topics for your field project. There is no need for you to go out of your college and do research. You can go out. You can take some libraries in your KAVTHEMAHANKAL, and you can send students there, and they will observe people's preferences of books, what kind of books they prefer, or their frequency of visiting or you can even analyze the readership in the library of your own college. So how many times teachers visit library or students visit library? If they do visit library, then what kind of books do they prefer? Do they take only textbooks, or do some extra reading? If they do some extra reading, then what kind of books they prefer? They prefer popular literature or classic literature? If they prefer popular literature, then of what writer? What are the specialties of that writer that they are preferring that books? So this can also be done. Or yeah, these are my suggestions.
Thank you, madam.
So there are so many students sitting there in the class. If any one of them want to ask something, I would be very happy to respond to them. So this is all from my side. If you have any questions, you can ask. Yes, Nitish sir.
Hello, Nitish.
हाँ सर, हाँ सर.
May
Yes, Appa sir wants to say something. Yes, sir.
actually I would like to
It's
take
very
an
good to see you
opportunity.
after so many years.
Yeah, very. I would like to take an opportunity to say something. As language
Yes,
is a very
sir, you are not
important.
audible proper. Sir, you're not properly audible.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I would like to say that as language is the important factor to carry the culture. And now we can see that language can be used also to discriminate between gender or many other things. For example, we say lady doctor instead of saying doctor. Now it's
Sir,
our
you are not.
responsibility.
Sorry, sir. Sorry to interrupt you, but you are not at all audible. Your voice is fluctuating.
Yeah,
I would suggest
just a
that
minute, just a minute.
please check the range.
Yeah, just a minute. Yeah. Hello, hello. Am I audible?
Sir, you are still not audible. No, sir. Sorry.
Hello,
Yes, sir.
hello.
Yes. Go ahead, sir.
I would like to say
Yes,
that now
yes.
it's our responsibility to use the language very carefully, because instead of saying lady doctor, we should say doctor. Properly in the case of Marathi language, no, we can see that we are using such feminine words. For example, if there is a mayor, woman mayor, we say Nagaradhyaksha. I would like to suggest that instead of saying Nagaradhyaksha, we should say Nagaradhyaksha if we want to make them equal. So language plays very important
Yes,
role
sir.
in
That's
such cases. That was my point.
Yes, because see, gender discrimination can easily be observed, and how means this is a time-long dispute, how language is used to maintain the superiority of male gender and inferiority of female gender. And Appa Kolikar sir has raised a very important point. We should be very careful while using language. So these are simple, authorities, no secretary or principal or headmaster. These are simple authorities. So instead of changing while using especially Marathi language, so there is uh, there is a post called Sachiv in our educational institution. So and now the Sachiv is a lady. Her name is Mrs. Shubhangi Gavde, and I never say ki Sachiva. I take this care because it's a post, no. So Indira Gandhi was used to be called sir. People were calling her sir, not madam. Okay, she was called sir. That's a very good lesson. So I never call her Sachiva. I call her Sachiv only. So these are simple posts, and they should you should not you should not make them change them according to gender. So she should be called Sachi only, Adhyaksha, Upadhyaksha, not Upadhyaksha, Adhyaksha. No, because one more thing, see, we have signed Article 377, and we have legalized the relation between same genders. We have legalized LGBTQIA. So if a transgender becomes a Sachiv, what do you call him? Sachiv or Sachiva. So it's a simple post. Let it be Sachiv only. Yes, thank you, Appa Kolikar sir. That was a good discussion. I hope I have answered your question.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Just 1 minute. Excuse me. Someone is proposing vote of thanks. There is some question in the chat box. If you allow me, I would like to address that. May I? Yes. Thank you. Just 1 minute. Okay. Yes, so Deeparaj Jadhav wants me to explain something. Okay, sorry. Deeparaj Jadhav wants me to tell him scope and possibility of researching something new and interesting in the field of language. Um, there is a large, very large scope for research in linguistics. I told you some 10, 12 branches. You can go in any of this branch and do research and take your field projects, the field projects that you are going to do, take them very seriously as if it's your PhD project only, and do these small projects, use of verbs, use of, you know, English or Minglish, mixture of Marathi and English, mixture of Hindi and English. You can try to find out the political and socio-economical element responsible for that. Use of a different kind of English in social media. And as we are using so much social media, and so there is a mixture of this Hindi, English, Marathi words, how it is affecting your communication with your family, with your parents, with your friends in your town. So there is a large scope, Deepraj, in the research of language, and there is no end to it. Because see, we use language every single minute, and every single minute of our English use can be analyzed, can be researched. Okay, so there is unlimited scope for research in language and linguistics. Yes. Yes, ma'am. I have answered the question. You're welcome, Deeparaj. Now you can go ahead with the photo. Thanks. Thank you once again for your questions, and I hope I have answered your questions. Thank you so much. Yes, ma'am.
Job opportunity.
Hmm. Yes, I would like to attend. Yes, who? Yes, who is talking? Um, Ma'am, I'm not able to hear it well. I'm not able to hear even a single word. Ha. Yes. Yes, you're not properly audible. No. Yes, yes. I'm not able to listen even a single word. I could hear only which and nothing else. Okay, okay. Job opportunities for linguistics person. Okay. One job opportunity will be a teacher. You can be a teacher of linguistics. And see, if you are well versed in linguistics, then your language is good. So a person with good language skills, good language competence is needed everywhere today. You can be a content creator, content creator, this field of content creator creation is very vast. You can be social media content creator, or one of my colleague, she wrote an extract for an art exhibition, a long extract based on the theme of the art exhibition, and she was paid 10,000 for that. It was a work for 3 days only. So you can do freelance work like this if you have good command on language. And linguistic people are needed everywhere, in textbook writing, in government fields where policies are decided regarding language. So if when NAP was form, NAP 2020, and we have been forced to use mother tongue till in our schools and high schools. So the linguistics people were involved in taking this decision. When this decision was being taken, linguistic advisors were taken, and those people undoubtedly were from linguistics. You can be a critic, you can write critical books. So you can see some writer, his style you can analyze. So such critical writing can be done. You can be a freelance translator. If you have done linguistics, you can be a very good translator, and you can do freelance translation, and earn more money than a teacher. So there are so many job opportunities available for a person of linguistics. Okay. Yes, thank you so much, everyone. It was a pleasure communicating with you. Thank you. I take your leave now. Have a good day, everyone.